Hey guys, welcome back to the SNR podcast. Thank you for joining today, hopping on today. But this episode, I just want to give you a couple little updates. So, our new release schedule is going to be on Fridays. We're going to be having a 4x1 episode coming out every week, and just me picking four topics, quick fire, spending about a minute or so on each topic and just flying through those. And then also, we're going to have an additional episode coming out on Monday nights most weeks. And then occasionally we'll have a guest episode that we'll add into those typical two episode release. So make sure to subscribe and make sure to turn on that notification bell. That way you're reminded when those episodes drop. But today we're going to jump in with an episode of another edition of the 4x1, and we're going to hit on really four topics, but all in one arena today, specifically talking about the NBA and really just teams within the play-in tournament that will be actually wrapping up tonight. And so the first topic that I want to jump into on this here regarding the NBA play-in tournament is this Thunder team. Man, I'll go ahead and let everybody know I'm a Thunder fan. I'm an OKC Thunder fan. But this has been one of the most impressive, quickest NBA rebuilds that I think I've ever seen. This is a team that for the last several years has been in the middle of this rebuild, has been accumulating draft picks at an unprecedented rate, but really what thought to be a several year process, they're already way ahead of schedule. And now have a chance to actually tonight with a win, they could get into the actual first round of the playoffs. And so a super exciting young team, talented roster that I think has a lot of potential that could accomplish some really great things. Reminds me a lot of the original young Thunder core that was so great with KD and Westbrook and Harden back in the day. And they maybe don't have as quite of the big name guys yet, but these guys are really, really young. SGA has solidified himself as a true star. We've got some other really young, talented players, and that's all of that is even without Chet Holmgren even touching the floor yet with his injury in the offseason and not being able to play this year. So I'm excited about them. Another topic that I wanted to touch on too, related to a play-in team. It's actually the team that the Thunder are going to be playing tonight, and that's the Minnesota Timberwolves. And this past week, there were headlines and a lot to talk about this incident between Rudy Gobert and Kyle Anderson. Rudy Gobert punches his teammate on the sideline, and I think it's just like kind of a microcosm of the Timberwolves organization over the last couple of decades. There's just been a lot of dysfunction there, and so here we are, right down the final stretch of the season, and the most important time, them trying to get into playoff position, and you've got teammates fighting each other on the sideline, and so it's just kind of shows, I think, a little bit of the dysfunction of that organization and that team. And I think it's ultimately, what's going to lead to them struggling to have any kind of success. They have talent on that roster. I think it's an odd team, weirdly constructed, but ultimately, I think there are problems that go beyond the X's and O's and just talent of basketball that are holding that franchise back. And this incident with Gobert is just another example of that as well. And then also another team that's now out of the play-in tournament is the New Orleans Pelicans. It's a team that this young Thunder team was able to knock out. But as you look at this team, there's one thing that really, really stands out. And the headliner for this team is Zion Williamson. But the problem is that the guy's never on the floor. And so here we are, and he's missed so much time at this point in his career. And this last week, he made headlines by saying that basically his body was healthy enough and ready to play, but like mentally he didn't know if he was there. And I just think that like this is such a weird situation. It's a unique situation because when he's shown that he is extremely talented and can succeed and be a dynamic player, a superstar at the NBA level. Like it's not a talent question. It's not a if he can produce question. It's can this guy be on the floor? And my biggest problem with Zion is I think that a lot of these things are issues that he himself could handle, that they're self-inflicted wounds to an extent. I don't think he takes care of his body the right way. I don't think he's eating necessarily the right way. You see him, he seems to always look out of shape. He's an incredible athlete. He's an incredible basketball player when he's healthy, but he needs to be able to take care of his body to stay on the floor in the NBA. And so I think this is a really frustrating time. The fact that there are rumors and talks about them considering and entertaining trade options is absolutely mind blowing with a guy that was a top pick who's this talented. Typically, when you see top picks get traded, it's because they just didn't pan out talent wise. But this guy is so talented, but there's just so many other issues that are frustrating with him. And then the final thing that I kind of wanted to hit on really quick today is this Lakers team who has already made it out of the play-in tournament now and has got themselves into the first round. They've shocked me. I honestly, we did an episode with about 20 games left in the season with a good friend of mine, Arnold, and we were looking at this team, and I was, there's no chance in my mind. Like I just didn't think that they were going to be able to turn it around. They were, LeBron and AD were having injury problems, but they really have. They made some moves. They made some trades. I'm still super questionable of the D'Angelo Russell addition to that team. He has his flashes, but I think a lot of flaws come along with him. He's super talented, but I think he's a liability in a lot of ways on defense, and even not always the best decision maker on offense. And so, but I'll give them credit. They have turned it around, especially on the defensive end of the floor, and now have a chance to come in here with they have a lot of experience. They have a veteran team, and they're going to play a really young Memphis team in this first round. And so I got a chance to kind of upset Memphis and make a playoff run here. And so I didn't see that coming, but I'm surprised and interested to see how LeBron and AD hold up going into the playoffs. But hey, thank you for joining us today, and make sure to like and subscribe, turn on that notification bell so you get notified when all those episodes coming up. All right, talk to y'all later.